Okay, so John, welcome back. And it's been a while since we talked last time. I'm very impressed with your products, Big Magic. So I would like to learn more about it. So I'm glad you're able to share that with us. So maybe you want to start by telling us how this product, how the Big Magic works, and what's the principle behind it.
Certainly. Well, thank you for inviting me onto your show. It's always a pleasure to see you and have a talk. Yes, we have two large pulsed EMF devices, which are wonderful for maintaining people's health. I was wondering, with your permission, if I could show a presentation explaining how these devices work and how they're best used.
Sure, please.
Okay. Let's see if we can get this going. Okay, can you see this okay?
Yes, very clear.
Great. Okay, this is MiraMate Pulsed EMF MAT. Pulsed EMF stands for Pulsed Electromagnetic Fields. It's where pulses of magnetic fields are applied to your body. Now, we all live in a pulsed EMF field. The whole Earth creates its own pulsed EMF field frequencies. It's called the Schumann resonance. People like to think of it as the heartbeat of Earth because it really maintains the life that's on Earth. Without the natural pulse of the Earth, we get sick. Astronauts, when they were sent to the space station, got sick after a period of time. Their bodies needed the magnetic pulses from Earth. So they developed pulsed EMF devices that the astronauts wore to emulate the natural rhythm of the Earth. It's kind of cool to think about it. You know, Mother Earth really is our mother. We evolved to need everything that Mother Earth provides. And the pulsed EMF from the Earth is one of those things that the Earth provides. Now, pulsed EMF therapy, I'll just take a step back and explain what pulsed EMF does to your body. I've already explained that pulsed EMF is bursts of magnetic fields. Whenever a magnetic field crosses a conductor, like any of your cells in your body, it induces or creates a tiny electric current. And this electric current restores your health or helps your body maintain its own health. It gives it the energy it needs to recuperate from diseases, from injury, from all sorts of things. And here are a few things that pulsed EMF therapy can help with. It can help with your energy balance. Now, blood circulation people wouldn't normally associate with magnetic fields, but absolutely it improves the circulation of blood through your body. The transportation of oxygen to your cells, as well as the removal of the toxins that your cells produce as a normal function of metabolism. Pulsed EMF helps in those areas. Because the toxins are removed quicker, it accelerates the regeneration of your tissues in your body. Now, bone healing, they did studies where if bones were fractured, they would heal, match together 400% faster than without pulsed EMF application. They did studies where they clean break a bone and separated it. And it was beyond the point where the bones would match together again, so they were permanently two separate bones damaged, permanently broken. But with pulsed EMF, bones did mat together and join as one again. So it certainly accelerates bone healing quite markedly. And I know from first-hand experience that it is quite astonishing, both with myself and with other people. And the most recent being a family member that he's a young family member full of vim and vigor, not so full of wisdom. And he decided to do a backflip. And he didn't complete the backflip properly, and he broke the top tendons of his foot and the bones, some bones within his feet. And I lent him a pulse EMF device, and he recovered extremely fast, even faster than someone that's young. Soft tissue as well, like ulcers, wounds, also regenerate faster, so much faster. The nerves of your body, nerves are like the wires within your body, sending information. If the nerves aren't functioning correctly, they can invoke pain, sensations of pain. It can also reduce your quality of life. And pulsed EMF stimulates neural cells for faster healing. HRV, heart rate variability, is improved with pulsed EMF if you apply the pulsed EMF near your heart. We've already talked about improved circulation. The oxygen utilization and detoxification, that was also mentioned before. Now, more in our top-of-the-line Magic Pro pulsed EMF device, one of its applications where it excels and way above other pulsed EMF devices is the mental well-being, stress reduction and reductions in anxiety and depression. I'll be covering more on that a little bit later. And of course, your immune system is improved as well through pulsed EMF application. Now, when I talk about pulsed EMF, I just want our viewers to know it doesn't have to be our pulsed EMF device. In honesty, most pulsed EMF devices will have beneficial effects on the body. We like to think that our products are better than others, but we'll leave it up to the viewers to decide. Our MiraMate Big Magic. Here you can see the main unit on the bedside cabinet that is supplying the electrical pulses to the mat which this woman is sleeping on, presumably to restore health to her pelvic region or her abdominal region. It's quite a large area that the mat treats. I think she's only sleeping on half of it for the purposes of the photo, for illustrative purposes, because normally the mat will be fully under the person. The pattern of frequencies that Big Magic sends to the person is fixed. It goes through a sequence of patterns which have been optimized to both restore health, resolve health issues, but also to maintain cellular potential balance, which means not overcharging the cells of your body so you don't get frequency fatigue. It does this by regularly reversing the program so your body does not become polarized. Now, this mat is a reasonable sized mat. It covers, it's about 700 millimeters, which is about 3 feet and a bit long, and width is around a foot and a bit. So it's a reasonable sized mat. Oh, here we go. We've got the sizes here. There are in millimeters, and I'm aware that you are based in America. And so I'm busy doing the conversion. That's the width there, which is about 18 inches wide. Is that right? 18 inches wide, 3 feet long, and the depth is about just under an inch. I've done the conversion on the fly, so I hope I'm reasonably accurate. But that's the unit there. There's the mat. It all comes in a wonderful case, making it portable. The controller unit here, power supply. It's got a coil tester, which has got a flashing light on there. 1 or 2 of those lights flash, indicating that the bursts of healing energy are being sent by the mat. Pulsed EMF in itself is inherently silent. There's no moving parts. It's only the magnetic field changing. And so you can't hear the noises that are being presented by the magnetic field. So this is why we give a coil tester. Now, because the pulsed EMF is quite gentle, it's good for sleep disorders, joint problems, and nerve damage. They're the areas where it really excels in. These are generally chronic conditions you've had for a long time, and just want them gone, want them resolved. It's a gentle unit. It's not incredibly powerful. You don't want to overburden your body with, you don't want your body to become a punching bag for magnetic fields. Now, we've got a testimonial here. It's in both Chinese and the translation in English. And it's actually a person that watched one of your YouTube videos, Dr. Young. Now, you've got a wonderful YouTube channel which discusses a great spectrum of health issues, which is wonderful. And this person watched one of your videos and they purchased the MiraMagic, which is the little brother to the big Magic. It's a little portable unit. We discussed it during a previous interview. And they watched your video, they bought the unit, and they're here discussing the benefits that they received as a result from that. And they've after they got the MiraMagic first, and then they purchased the big Magic, and it's still a little bit too early to give a review on the big Magic, but they're finding that it's very comfortable and good for their sleep. Sleep is so immensely important. Sleep is a time when your body does its reset, removes its toxins, and allocates long-term memory, and does so many things. Without sleep, you have your memory suffers, your quality of life suffers, you're lethargic. I mean, I'm telling you, you're the expert. But what Big Magic helped this person do is restore quality of sleep. Another review testimonial in Chinese translation. And it's interesting, when we get reviews from Chinese people, they give more a wide viewpoint. This is just a personal observation. A lot of our testimonials say we bought this product that was good for this and this and this, but here we've got a person that has tried acupuncture, moxibustion, which most Western people haven't heard of, medicated patches with heat, PRP injections. They've done the works. They've tried other types of modalities for healing, and they all had some effect. But this person really wanted to get back to the gym. And they found that their MiraMate Pulse EMF device helped them, their big Magic. And it's good when people are proactive with their health. I admire this person because they've used different modalities. They're not relying on a registered health practitioner, which people should still do, but they're also looking down other avenues, the more traditional methods of healing, which have been used for thousands of years. And if they didn't work, they wouldn't have been used for thousands of years. And pulsed EMF, okay, that's reasonably new technology, but in a way it's not, because the earth has got its own healing pulsed EMF. And when you're standing on the beach barefoot, you're getting a tremendous amount of healing from the pulsed EMF from the earth. Okay, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, that's terrible, and stenosis in the back. Now what this person found was that Big Magic helped their medication work better and could perhaps take less medication, which has got to be a good thing, both for the pocket and also for the body. And they say this person said they lay down on the mat for 30 minutes or so. 30 minutes is the duration of a program. After 30 minutes, it just cycles again. So after 30 minutes, you've had the full benefit of the pattern that is presented by the mat. And Jeffrey Klein, a person that's put a name to his testimonial, he loves Big Magic. He had problems sleeping, and he found that Big Magic helped him have deeper sleep. And it also helped him with his neuropathic discomfort and anxiety. He shattered his left foot and had pain, still had pain in his foot. And Big Magic helped tremendously in that regard. Pulsed EMF, you can't hear it, you can't see it. And most people can't feel it, but they can certainly feel the health benefits, particularly after a period of time. They might suddenly come to realize that some part of their body doesn't hurt anymore, but the reduction in pain was gradual, so they don't notice it until suddenly they wake up and think, gosh, I can actually walk with a straight back first thing in the morning. Normally I'm hunched over for the first 5 minutes. Or they might feel my memory's improved because my sleep's better. Little things like this. And the wonderful thing about the mat devices with pulsed EMF, you can sleep on them, and you can forget that they're there. Really, you can leave the mats running 24/7. They don't use much power, and so it's not like a regime. You've got to remember to turn the unit on and then run it for a certain time, then turn it back off. You don't have to sit in a special place to hold a coil to your body. You just lie in bed, which everyone does, at some point in time. So you place the mat under the bed, under your sheets, and have treatment during your sleep, which is possibly the optimum time to do so. Now, Magic Pro, this is a completely different type of pulsed EMF device to almost every other pulsed EMF device on the market. Looks kind of similar to a lot. It's got a huge mat that's 2 meters long, so it covers truly full body. This is the main unit here. Now, Magic Pro takes things to the next level. I've already described pulse EMF as bursts of magnetic energy. These bursts are basically uncontrolled blasts of magnetic field. They can be presented in a certain pattern, in a certain width, but the blast is always the same intensity. What analog pulse EMF provides is control over the size of their fields that are being emitted. Full control. So you've got full control over the size, the intensity of the magnetic field. You've got full control over the frequency of the pattern of pulses that are being presented. And very importantly, it can transmit anything that is audio. So you can present to your body subliminal messages, healing messages that you want your body to receive. Again, you can place it under your sheets of your bed so you can sleep it during the night. But there are some key differences between this and our Magic, our big Magic. Apart from the size of the mat, it's also capable of much greater powers. The intensity of the magnetic field can be much greater. So possibly for conditions that do require a little bit more strength in the healing field, Magic Pro can provide that. Because it's analog, it's the same as turning up in a volume control of an amplifier. You can turn the volume up as much as you like, or as down as low as you like. And while we're talking about amplifier, you can send audio directly to Magic Pro. The audio can be singing bowls, which I'm sure you're very familiar with, which have proven to be amazing for resolving back issues, as well as chakra balancing in the body and for meditation. Or you can send sacred mantras through Magic Pro. So everything from the Ho'oponopono, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, to the sacred Sanskrit sutras. You can send all these blessed messages to the cells in your body. Analog pulsed EMF talks the language of your body because your body is analog. There is no part of your body which sends digital information. There is no part of your body.
So can you explain a little bit?
Every single cell.
Hi, John. Can you explain a little bit more about analog PEMF? So how is the analog versus, did you say digital?
Certainly. Yes. I'm going to compare the two and explain why they're different. Digital is either on or off. There's no in between. So if a coil was, let's say, for example, 60 volts, the signal can either be 60 volts or 0 volts. It can't be anywhere in between. If your body has got a sensitivity and you find that a powerful mat gets you tired, then a digital signal is not what you need. If you want something that can present signals in gentle ways, then analog is necessary. Analog means that the magnetic field can be anything from 0 up to the maximum, anything in between. It can be like gentle waves on water. It can still be blasts of information like a regular pulsed EMF, but it can also be in gentle form. Analog also provides multiple frequencies to be simultaneously broadcast. It's the difference between when you're playing a piano, a note, which is when you're pressing a key, or a chord, when you're pressing multiple keys. With healing, if you use chords of frequencies, the frequencies combine together to produce an effect greater than the frequencies individually. Only analog pulsed EMF can do that. Digital pulsed EMF cannot broadcast more than one signal, one frequency at one time. This is why pulsed EMF devices have programs that they go through. It's a sequence of pulse patterns, which is what our Big Magic does and our Mini Magic. It goes over a 30-minute duration, a pattern of pulses. Analog doesn't need to do that because it can present all the patterns, if you like, simultaneously. If you listen to music, what you're doing is listening to a harmony, frequencies which, when together, sound beautiful and harmonious. If you were to listen to the same song with one button on the piano pushed at one time, it sounds terrible and your body does not really like it. That is really the key difference between analog and digital. The fact that analog provides a harmonious chord of a spectrum of frequencies to be applied to your body. And we've seen effects which cannot be replicated using a regular pulsed EMF device. Things like binaural beats. Binaural beats are a way of sending very low frequencies to your brain. These frequencies can be audio or they can be magnetic because they stimulate the nerves within your brain, both ways. It's easy to transmit a high frequency. It's very hard to transmit a low frequency. The distance becomes quite reduced. And so with binaural beats, we send two high frequencies. The frequencies are slightly different. The difference in frequencies is the frequency you want to send to your brain or to your nerves of your body, the low frequency. So if you wanted to send 8 hertz to your body, which is a brainwave frequency, you using binaural beats, you would send 1 kilohertz and in one channel and 1008 hertz in the other channel, and your body will receive the 8 hertz difference whilst maintaining the distance that high frequencies provides. So that's a long-winded explanation of binaural beats. Chakra, they say chakra tune. It's chakra balancing. When you have chakra blockages in your body or your meridian flow is not good, then you start getting health issues. So Magic Pro can help prevent health issues by maintaining the natural flow of energy that goes right from your temple to your toes. People have used Magic Pro for meditation by meditating on the mat, and they'd send the meditation music and singing bowl sounds through the mat. Only analog pulsed EMF can do this, and I think we're the only analog pulsed EMF device on the market. There are other pulsed EMF devices that say they're analog, but they're not. By analog, they use a spark to change the intensity of the pulses going to the mat, but you cannot send a true analog signal to their units.
We are part of a great universe made from countless particles, an energy which flows through all things, connecting us with the universe. Sometimes you may feel pain, feel low, have difficulty falling asleep. Your immune system may become weak. When the energy in your body is temporarily out of balance. Magic Pro, the world's best audio PEMF device, can help restore energy balance. Magic Pro uses analog PEMF technology to provide you with a more natural pulsed electromagnetic field. It can charge your entire body with natural energy using the specially designed mat. Advanced analog PEMF can transform sound into healing energy, forming waves of therapeutic fields, reach you up like the fountain of youth, rejuvenating and repairing every one of your imbalanced cells. Your natural cellular balance returns, and your health blossoms once again. Magic Pro has a foldable mat, which is soft, air permeable, and skin friendly. The mat is full size, so you can enjoy deep, whole body cellular repair. Magic Pro has been designed for simple operation. Choose the best programs from our comprehensive frequency database. One button turns Magic Pro on, starting your journey of re-establishing energy equilibrium. Improve sleep, reduce pain, overcome emotional struggle, and restore good health and vitality. The natural healing energy of Magic Pro comes from heaven and earth, from flowers and trees, and the harmony of music. Magic Pro, natural healing.
You'll see that it was controlled by a phone. You connect to the unit using Bluetooth and just send audio to it. The audio can be the healing audio that we have created, or it can be from any other source. So improve sleep, reduce pain, emotional struggles. Pulsed EMF doesn't normally help too much with the emotional struggles, but because this is analog and talking in the same language as your body, it can do so. These subliminal tracks, audio tracks you can buy, where they say, "You're wonderful, you're a success, everyone loves you." You can send this audio, raw audio, to Magic Pro. And we've got some testimonials from our users. This is 3 here. Now the first person, Rita A, their body seemed very light, and they could feel the waves, the pleasant waves through their body. Okay, it's a new product, so we're still receiving testimonials coming in. Okay, and the last one, Teresa, they feel relaxed and the healing starts. So it's a very amazing product. It can do both gentle healing as well as the powerful healing. You can still send the same pattern that our Big Magic uses, and send that pattern in a more powerful way to your whole body in digital form, or you can send the gentle audio, healing audio to Magic Pro. Okay. Okay, here's a real one from Dan. Dan's son had a bad, painful back, and Dan put him on Magic Pro and ran the general healing and pain relief audio. The son went to bed expecting to be home the next day still with pain, but the next morning the pain was gone, not even a stiff back. So it really does work quite amazingly. a very, very good point that Magic Pro has is that it can accept any audio. So anything that you've got on your phone, even on YouTube, there's healing audio provided. You can play them to Magic Pro and get the audio directly sent to every cell in your body, not indirectly, as in through the ears. Now, the key differences between Big Magic and Magic Pro, Big Magic's on the left. The mat is shown not to scale to the Magic Pro because Magic Pro's mat is much larger than Big Magic. Big Magic is based on the Schumann resonance, the lowest Schumann resonance frequency, which is 7.83 Hertz. Whereas Magic Pro can go from basically 0 Hertz all the way up to 21,050 Hertz. So it covers the entire audio range. Now the magnetic intensity is different as well. Big Magic is 80 Gauss, which is a unit of magnetic strength, whereas Magic Pro is over 1,000. So it is significantly more powerful. And the price is different as well, about 3 times the price. For a mat that's over 4 times the size, it really has got a lot of technology in Magic Pro. It's an amazing device. Now, advantages in application, the Big Magic is more compact, and so it's great for just personal use at home, in the office, or while traveling. It's just a case of turning it on and you're away. Magic Pro is designed for more comprehensive wellness. You and I both know, Dr. Young, that health isn't necessarily easy, simple. Sometimes you need to do things for maintaining health, which you wouldn't normally think of. There's, for example, a direct link between wearing blue blocking glasses and cancer, and the link between the two is hard to understand. But when you think, well, blue light keeps you awake at night, when you do have insomnia, then your immune system drops, then the cancer cells take control over your body, and then you develop cancer, all because you don't wear blue blocking glasses. Well, Magic Pro is a similar thing. It can prevent really serious conditions down the track by applying gentle healing frequencies to your body. Big Magic offers targeted pulsed EMF therapy for local areas of your body because the mat is not as large as the Magic Pro. Because the Magic Pro mat is true full body, you can treat your whole body simultaneously. And they can choose their own preset programs or customize your own therapy session. There's even a Frequency Heals app where you can either download pre-designed healing audio directly, or you can create your own audio using slider bars to transmit whatever frequencies you like to the mat. It's a very flexible unit. Now, the goal of MiraMate is to help people live in peace, harmony, and balance. Now, that's both on an individual and a society level. Now, nature provides solutions, one of which is actually pulsed EMF, the Earth's natural pulsed EMF, the heartbeat, which is keeping us all alive and healthy. And we can supplement that through the use of the pulsed EMF devices that MiraMate has. And the name MiraMate came from 2 words, miracle and mate, meaning that our products will become miracle workers for you and will be as reliable as a very good mate, as a very good friend.
Our $3 program is making an impact on the world. We aim to help people live joyful and healthy lives, so we have set up a charity program for this goal. And we must thank you for your support, which allowed us to deliver hope and happiness to those in need. The world is changing for the better because of your donations. Global Aid Foundation was our charity fund establishment in 2021, and we donate $3 from each order to this fund to make a tangible difference in the world. Here is a recap of our recent charity projects. Assistance to Robin and his grandchildren. Robin's grandchildren, unfortunately, lost their father, and their mother could hardly make a living. Robin asked us for help, so we donated to the children, hoping they would grow up safely and happily. Sponsoring 50 students in Guatemala. In Guatemala, many children are forced to drop out due to tuition fees, and Sebastian was helping these children receive an education. We noticed the value of his work and decided to donate $500 per month to help these children continue their education. Donating products to Saman Kraftig. In January 2023, we received a call from Saman Kraftig, an organization aiming to build a self-sufficient society. When they approached us, we recognized the alignment of our values and were happy to support their mission. Aid for the disaster-stricken areas of Turkey and Syria. On February 6th, 2 strong earthquakes hit Turkey and Syria and caused casualties and severe damage to property. As soon as we heard the news, we purchased the necessary supplies and successfully delivered them to the disaster-stricken areas. Increased collaboration with the Alan River Nepal Fund. The Alan River Nepal Fund has assisted numerous underprivileged kids in Nepal. To help more children, Alan approached us, and we were very happy to sponsor a 7-year-old girl, Rena, to pay her future school fees and living expenses, hoping she can continue her education and change her destiny. We will keep helping more people regain health and assist more needy people. We look forward to seeing you and working together with you to help those in need in the future.
So that's what we're all about. We're about developing the very best products at the best possible price so we can help as many people as possible, whilst also sending our funding to charities throughout the world. We've been locked in China for a long time thanks to this pandemic, and we've got itchy feet. And so we decided we're going to go on a bit of a tour. So we went to Hong Kong as our first country to visit. And we held a conference there, met lots of wonderful people and explained to them how our devices work. Here I'm demonstrating the Magic Pro. That's it. That's what we do, and that's 2 of our newest products, our Pulse EMF devices, our Big Magic and our Magic Pro.
Well, that's very impressive. And how long have you had this product? It's just, how new is it?
Well, Magic Pro has only been out for a few months. It's very new in the market, but already it's created a tsunami of interest and reports of positive outcomes. It's opened the floodgates of healing. Quite often, when I've been developing the other Pulse EMF devices, I've felt shackled from the restrictions of Pulse EMF, which is pulses and patterns, but not fluidity of the pattern. The fact it's digital has always been a problem. So I took it on myself to develop an analog Pulse EMF device. And it's taken a while. It's taken well over a year. But it's very leading edge. And people are very surprised at the effects of Magic Pro. It is a very powerful unit. It's It's 200 watts of power maximum. That's what it's capable of. But of course, during audio, it's not full maximum all the time. And you can adjust it just as simple as turning down the volume. Funnily enough, if you can recall, I showed you a test coil for our big Magic, which was that square thing with two lights that flash. Now with analog pulsed EMF, we could have used the same thing, but we thought, well, it's analog, so our ears are analog. So our test coil for our Magic Pro can be audio. So we have an earpiece going to a pickup coil, and you can hear music or whatever you're playing directly through this test coil. One thing which really astounds people is the distance that their fields can reach. With the audio playing, the distance can be easily 1 meter or much more. When I was sending a continuous tone during a test phase, during development of Magic Pro, I walked into the room and I could hear in the test coil with this thing into my ear, I could hear the tone as soon as I walk into that room. It's really amazing. So truly full body treatment, bathing in these healing frequencies, gentle frequencies.
Let me ask you a couple of questions. One is, you mentioned that you kind of developed this analog and the PEMF. Is there any other similar products that use analog PEMF in the market? If there is one, how yours is different from the other?
Sure. To the best of my knowledge, I think there are two other analog pulsed EMF devices on the market. Both of them are horribly expensive, but even that aside, the first of those two is, in my opinion, not true analog, because it uses a spark to change the intensity of the pulses going to the coil. So that one's out of the equation. And the second unit is one that is kind of similar to ours. I think it hasn't quite got the power capabilities, and it hasn't got the range of frequencies it can emit. It comes with fixed programs, so you're locked into using their programs, which happen to come with a charge. Whereas our unit is open slather. You can use healing audio from us or from anywhere. Our focus isn't on making profit. Our focus is on healing. So if you already have healing audio on your computer, on your phone, wherever, you can send it to Magic Pro and bypass us. So it can be, it's not like we're trying to claw back a little bit each month through whatever. People can use us, or they can use other sources for the audio. And of course, the unit itself is cheaper as well. I believe the other analog pulsed EMF device is a high quality one. I believe that most pulsed EMF devices are reasonable quality. I don't like to rubbish other people's devices. I don't go into the fray of that sort of thing. I keep very positive, but I do believe that our device is the best or one of the best, and it's certainly affordable.
Great. Now the second question is, really, nowadays there are a lot of electromagnetic devices, which, like all cell phones and TVs, people began to talk about how, and that actually have a negative impact on our health because of those electromagnetic field generated by internet, by phone, by TV. So how is the PEMF devices counteract that, or
Sure.
how they're different from those electronic magnetic field that can have a negative impact on the people? Should people be concerned about using this type of devices?
Okay, there's two main differences between the EMF produced by a pulse EMF device and the EMF that we are subjected to in the form of pollution. First of all, the frequencies are continuously varying. So you're not getting a continuous 50 hertz or 60 hertz hum on the mains power supply or the high voltage lines going across your house. It's changing all the time. So your body doesn't become sensitive to a particular frequency. The other difference is the more important difference, and I will go a little bit technical. Is to do with electron energy. High frequencies produce a EMF, an electromagnetic field, which is harmful because the electron energy is high enough to damage DNA. We're talking frequencies in the megahertz plus range, which is 1 million hertz or greater. Our devices, I've already mentioned the big Magic, that's 7.83 hertz, so it's way below the megahertz range. And our Magic Pro, that has a maximum of 21,000 hertz. So it's still well below the million hertz, where the electron energy does become dangerous. If you go higher in frequency, it goes into the radiation area, which everyone knows is particularly harmful. The reason why X-rays are harmful and other high frequencies is because the frequencies are higher. The electron energy is higher. With a high electron energy, the field can bump out portions of your DNA and damage it. And yeah, it's like if you're tapping a meridian node, that's fine. There's no harm in that. You wouldn't use a hammer. If you use a hammer, you can break your bone.
Right.
So the argument can be said, well, therefore tapping it is bad, because here I'm tapping it and it broke a bone, but you tap it with your finger and it's doing good. That's the difference between pulsed EMF devices and harmful EMF.
Okay, got you. Thank you so much. That's a very good explanation. So I have patients who suffer from digestive problems, stomach aches, heartburn. Would the Magic Pro or Big Magic would help those conditions?
It can and it does. There are people that have suffered from reflux. Reflux, the core of the problem with reflux can quite often be nerval. The function of the valve not closing fully and not opening and closing at the right time. If the nerves were functioning and synchronized correctly, then there's a reduced problem of reflux. And Magic Pro has helped, in my personal experience, 2 people and more from word of mouth from others. Reflux is it can be a terrible chronic condition because it can cause ultimately cancers of the throat through damage of the lining, through the acid always coming up. And so it's something which really should be looked at, and resolved quite quickly. Magic Pro can and does help to resolve issues like that.
Well, definitely I'm going to let my patient to try one because,
Yes.
yeah, to say I will report back to you how it works.
Yes. Well, you know that chronic conditions quite often do take a while to resolve. And so let this person have the unit for a month or maybe 2 months.
Okay.
And see if the problem resolves.
I will do that. Okay. Anything else you want to tell our audience about your products and any final words? Thank you for
Sure. Well, I encourage your viewers to continue being proactive with their health. I know that if they've watched this video and watched your videos, they are already proactive. So I'm really telling them something they're being already, but continue being so and continue looking at different ways of restoring and maintaining your health. No body is designed to be sick. It's through, generally, most times, it's through external environmental things that have caused it. Sometimes it's unfortunately through hereditary weaknesses in one's body. We're born with them, we've got to live with them, but there's things you can do. There's always things you can do to reduce or eliminate problems. Magic Pro is a new device. If you do a search for analog pulsed EMF, you won't find many on the market, and you won't find many technical reviews on analog pulsed EMF. If you go and do a technical search on regular pulsed EMF, you'll find hundreds and thousands of reviews. But there's maybe only about 300 or 400 for analog pulsed EMF. But if you do read them, it's quite amazing. There's one in particular which I was reading. It was a scholarly search, and it was amazing. Analog pulsed EMF, they created their own machine in the laboratory, then applied it to different animals and then subsequently to people. And it was like amazing, wow. And then there's the full stop. And I'm sure I'm not the only person that thought, okay, for something which is so good and amazing and fantastic, where did it end up? It didn't end up for sale as a product. And I was thinking, well, why not? Maybe because there's not so much of a market for analog pulsed EMF, maybe not enough people realize how much better it is than digital pulsed EMF. And so people will keep on buying the regular pulsed EMF devices and continue. Maybe they think on a business level. We think differently. We think, well, if we can solve some people's problems, we'll do whatever we can to do so. And we'll always produce the best possible devices. And so even though it's not really going to make great business sense, we decided we'll do it. We'll apply what's been learnt in these reports and all these amazing results, and we'll allow people to apply the same to their bodies for these amazing results. And I tell you, Dr. Young, if you do meditation and you play on Magic Pro in ancient Sanskrit sutra, which is an ancient Indian language, whilst sitting cross-legged on the mat, your meditation will be incredibly deep, and you'll just get out of it and think, wow, I've never been in that place before. It really makes a profound difference. And because it's got the power to go quite a distance, the field travels all the way to your crown, to your third eye. And I don't know any other pulsed EMF device that can do that. So, I mean, people can still buy other pulsed EMF devices and they work and all the rest of it, but I think our one is better. Totally unbiased opinion.
Yeah, totally. Okay. Well, I hope our audience will find it helpful and definitely can try it. And I'm going to try it myself in the next week. So I will report back what it does for me.
Wonderful. Okay, I look forward to that.
Okay. So that will conclude our interview today. Well, thank you again, John. And I hope we'll have you come back to tell us more about your new products in the future.
Thank you, Dr. Young, and thank you once again for inviting me on your show. I always enjoy our talks.
OK， 拜拜。
Bye bye.
Magic Pro 是世界上最优质的音频 PEMF 设备，它能够促进全面的健康，家庭用还是诊所用都很合适。我给一个腰痛的病人试了一下呢，效果很不错，特别是它有各种各样的这个声音源可以用耳朵呀，用鼻腔或者是身体的其他部位，为身体呢提供个自然的能量疗法。大家呢不妨试一试不过呢一定要先咨询再购买。